Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. What do you do after you've been attacked by a shark? Well, you get right back into the water. You end up on the Discovery Channel and you end up on Shark Week. We've got shark attack survivor and conservationist Paul Gelder joining us now. Hi, Paul. Good to see you.
Hello. How you doing?
We are doing fine. Thank you very much. If you could go back and change that day, would you? Some people who've gone through a traumatic experience say no, but I want to hear it from you.
In the early days, I most definitely would have, but now not so much. You know, I don't know who that person would be these days. I don't know his path, whether he's happy, but I know what I'm doing now. And I have a great life. I get to travel the world with my mates, make little fun documentaries with my friends, swim with sharks, work with celebrities, and travel around speaking on stage. Well, you know, virtually these days. So what's not to love? You know, so no, I wouldn't.
Well, Paul, and as I mentioned off there, I've followed you for a couple of years now. One of my favorite parts of the way you tell the story of when you were attacked by a bull shark is the clarity you had when you accepted death in that moment. Was that it's a weird thing to say, but was it an almost peaceful feeling for a second?
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do when you don't have a choice. And so I didn't really have a choice. You know, I just accepted the fact that I was going to die because I was so helpless and powerless. And towards the end there, when I accepted I was going to die, it did get very peaceful. And I was just kind of waiting for my spirit to pass over. And then the shark ripped out my hamstring, ripped off my hand, and my wetsuit made me buoyant. And so I popped to the surface, and that was when I realized that I wasn't dead. And so I went into survival mode after that. But yeah, you're right. It was very peaceful in that moment before I thought I was going to die.
I don't want to dwell too much on the day of the attack, but can you tell us what you were doing in the water in the first place that day?
So my job as a Navy clearance diver is quite vast. We do underwater demolitions, underwater bomb disposal, land-based bomb disposal, tactical swimming, kind of like the SEALs, and then we work with underwater tools as well, repairing ships that have been damaged. So that day I was swimming on the surface of Sydney Harbour doing a counter-terrorism exercise.
And boom, the bull shark came up and took part of your leg and your hand.
Yeah, see, you got to expect these things when you're flopping around in murky water in a black wetsuit and a pair of fins looking like an injured seal.
But do you not feel fear every time you put on a wetsuit now and get back in the water?
Not as much as I used to.
There is
before I was.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Before I was terrified of sharks. You know, sharks and public speaking were my worst nightmares. And now I'm a shark diving public speaker, and there's just nothing left to fear anymore.
And when that happened to you at age 31, that means you get to live the rest of your life absence of fear and knowing what's on the other side, since you were so close to seeing it. I was going to say before, there is an interesting irony to you being in the water for counterterrorism. So you're there worrying about humans. And this is a great metaphor for 2020 when we're all worried about all of our own problems. Mother Nature is like, well, hold on, this is our planet. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, you never know. Nature can throw quite the curveball, can't it?
Tell us about the celebrities that you were helping get into the water so they can experience sharks as well.
Yeah, I've had a great range of incredible people, people I've admired, people I've grown up watching. Mike Tyson this year, Will Smith this year, Ronda Rousey, I think last year or the year before, and then Rob Riggle and a whole bunch of comedians as well. So very vastly different groups of people who react very different. You know, these elite athletes like Mike and Ronda. You know, even Will. You know, the way he had to train to portray Muhammad Ali and things like that. He is an athlete. To comedians who, it's like trying to herd mosquitoes underwater.
So, Paul, we only have 30 seconds left, and I don't know if you have this phrase in Australia, but who was the biggest scaredy cat of all the celebrities?
I don't want to say scaredy cat because it was warranted, but Mike was definitely more afraid than anyone else I've worked with. But that's testament to him overcoming that fear and how strong he is.
Yes, I saw him going into the water. Loved it. Paul de Gelder, thank you very much. You can watch Paul on Shark Week on Discovery, Air Jaws, and it's fun talking to you. And I'm so glad that you're going back into the water.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Right back.